Welcome to Between the Covers.
Hey.
Woo! Yeah. Welcome. I'm Stephanie Larkin, owner of Red Penguin Books, publisher and head penguin. If you have a book inside of you just waiting to get out, or maybe you've even had lots of little pieces of paper and Post-its spread all over your house for a decade, just visit us at redpenguinbooks.com and unleash your inner author. Just a big thank you to our sponsor, Don Pablo Coffee. I'm an author too, and I know I'm up all night drinking Don Pablo coffee. So if you're an author, or maybe that's the secret, maybe you just need to drink some Don Pablo coffee, and you too will be able to write. God, I wish it were that easy. I have a fabulous author with us today. I'm not sure if she drinks coffee because she is so young, and I'm so thrilled to have somebody who's so young and starting off and just finished publishing her first book, and I know her second is coming out any minute now. So please welcome author and poet Amanda Montoni.
Hi guys, thank you.
So young, look at you.
Yeah.
When's the next book coming out?
June 21st is the release date. Yes.
Then I guess you'll have to come back on the show.
I will.
Yes.
I definitely will.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't drink coffee.
But she can write? Okay, so it wasn't the secret.
Well, you were right. I don't drink coffee. But
Okay, so forget thinking that coffee is the secret.
But Don Pablo.
If you were going to drink the coffee.
You drink Don
Don
Pablo.
Pablo. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on, and I'm giving you a Between the Covers book club card, because we are a book club. It's like a library card. And you can borrow books from all of our authors who've been here. And if you would like to join the Between the Covers Club, please visit us at betweenthecoverstv.com. There's a little sign-up form. You'll receive free ebooks and messages and invitations. And if you join us here with our studio audience, you'll even get wine. Now, don't you want the wine? So join the Between the Covers TV book club, and what could be bad? Wine. And you'll also be able to borrow Amanda's book because it's going to join the rest of them. And look at this. She coordinated her outfit.
I didn't do that on purpose. It happened.
It happened.
It
Oh,
happened
and
for
look,
the better.
there's even a red heart at the bottom to go with the red.
Look at that. It's serendipity.
Okay, wait. We just need a little take the selfie now thing. Yeah. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, while we have a poet on, I had just prepared a couple of interesting facts about poetry, and I'm not sure if you know them or not. Before we get to our interesting facts, though, I do have a quote. Every week we do a quote to see if somebody in our audience can guess. So, of course, I picked a line from a poem. Bobby, do we have that quote sheet? Okay. And our quote for the week is, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." Who is the poet? Is it Walt Whitman, Robert Frost, John Keats, or Henry David Thoreau? You know what? Just for kicks, we're going to open it up to our studio audience because we have such a big audience. And does any of our audience here know the answer? Because you get a free book if you get the answer. You get a free Amanda book. Nobody knows the answer? Oh, I see one person, and it is? Robert Frost. Robert Frost! Woo! I put those other ones in there to throw you. Because I figured other people are thinking, I've heard of Henry David Thoreau. Maybe that was the guy.
Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman.
Leaves of Grass. What?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm glad to see that our audience is so smart tonight, and they were not thrown. But I do have some facts about poetry. And now you're a poetess? Poet? Is there a word?
Poet, poetess.
Poetess.
It's all relative.
Okay. Well, I've got some new words for you. Bobby, do we have our odd facts about poetry? Here's an odd fact about poetry. Metrophobia means the fear of poetry. That's a word.
Oh, man.
Metrophobia. But on the other hand, metromania is the compulsion to write poetry.
Wow.
There's a word for that. Now,
Metromania.
You're going to like this word because I bet you do this. Rhapsodomacy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Rhapsodomacy is the divining of the future by picking a passage of poetry at random. How many people do you know that do that? They leaf through a book and they're like, this is my life.
Oh, that's how I started reading poetry.
You see? You started with
through
Rhapsodomacy. World Poetry Day is March 21st, which is coming up. Mm-hmm. Did you know that? Are you celebrating? Do you have plans, parties, dates, book signings, something?
I don't have plans, but
March 21st. It's coming, sweetie.
I am planning a party. I'm going to plan a party.
You should.
I should plan
You're
a party.
a poetess. You're a poetess suffering from metromania. You should absolutely have a party on March 21st. And this I liked. The word unfriend as a noun dates from about 1275, meaning one who is not a friend. And it's found in a medieval epic poem called Brute. So no, Facebook did not invent the word unfriend. It's been around since 1275. We have a couple more weird facts. Am I getting you? Did you know any of these?
No.
Ha ha. I'm getting her. Okay, 3 more odd facts about poetry. German poet Gottlieb Berman so despised the letter R that he avoided using it in his poetry. So if you read that German poet, I don't know if you ever do, but there are no R's.
Never came across them.
Can you imagine if you had a
No
phobia
Rs.
against a letter and you just...
I don't know how it would happen.
The shortest poem is by George MacDonald, who wrote a 2-word poem, and the words are simply, come home.
I've heard of that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard of that
And
one.
then finally, this is kind of gory. An 1852 edition of John Milton's poetic works was bound in the skin of a murderer.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't want a book
No.
that's bound in the skin of a murderer. I mean, I get the poetic justice there, but so really, I got you on all those.
You got me almost.
And you didn't even know you were suffering from metromania.
I did not know that.
Well, please don't wake up with metrophobia,
No.
because if you woke up with that, what would you do?
I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue.
Is the new book almost finished?
The new book is finished.
So even if
It's
you get metrophobia today, you're okay.
Yeah. I'll be okay.
I don't want you to get metrophobia today.
No, not today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Definitely not today, because when we come back from our commercial break, Amanda's going to be reading some poetry from us. So just listen to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium,
Do you have a book, either in your head or on your desk, just waiting to get out to anxious readers? Hi, I'm Stephanie Larkin, author, book developer, and head penguin at Red Penguin Books. We're a publishing company specializing in books of all genres and publishing in all formats, including digital, audible, and print books. From business books to romance, memoirs to mysteries, our authors have complete control over their books from start to print. We'll help get your book to booksellers all around. Major booksellers such as Amazon, Apple, Kobo, Walmart, even libraries and bookstores around the world. We believe in our authors. So call or email today to get your free publisher's packet to get started. Just visit us at redpenguinbooks.com and get your book out there and into the hands of your readers. At Red Penguin Books, you call all the shots. So call us today and turn your dreams into a reality. Welcome back to Between the Covers. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, we have a Between the Covers first tonight because we have never had a poet do a poetry reading. Yay. I am so excited.
I'm so honored.
Oh, you're our first. She might be our last if it's terrible. No, I'm kidding.
Oh!
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I know you're kidding.
But before we even have you read, can you tell us a little bit about the book?
Okay, so the book is titled Trains New York and the Love or Lack Thereof that goes along with them.
Love, love, love the cover.
Thank you. My friend Jim Haynes designed it, and he's actually in the audience right now. Yay! He's also designing the cover of my second book,
Very
so we're keeping
nice.
him around.
Jim, did you see this whole coordinated outfit just to show off the cover?
I expect nothing less from Amanda Montoni.
Absolutely. Now, when the next cover comes out, she's going to have to do some shopping, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, entirely possible.
Jim, thank you. Beautiful cover.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, and basically this book came about through my years in college. I went to school in the city, and I commuted to the city every single day. So, I noticed things on the streets. I wrote about it. I tethered that to my emotions I was feeling. Took inspiration from everywhere, and this book came about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what's the next one about?
The next one is very emotionally driven,
Okay.
and it's called Thoughts While Singing.
Oh.
And every poem is tied to a song. Yes, and the structure of it is sort of like a musical. So my love of musical theater ties into there as well.
Very
so
cool.
yeah, it's very interactive, which I think is really refreshing in a book. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, what I loved when I was reading Trains New York and the love or lack that goes along with them, I love the way, and I'm not sure that our audience can get a sense of this. Maybe this one, just that your poems look great on the page too.
that's the goal.
I loved that word art that was going on. That there was bold and there was space and there was putting stuff on the other side of the page.
Yep.
And also what I loved, because I'm not the poet that you are. In the book there are long poems and then there are short poems.
Yes.
which I loved, because the shorter ones sometimes I was just like, it was just like a little catch in my throat.
Yes.
As opposed to a story. And I love a story, but I also like just having a little catch in my throat. But your use of the way you put it on the page, I absolutely adored.
Thank you very
Is the next
much.
book going to have something similar, or did you go for something totally different this time?
They're definitely going to have something similar. When I write, I love to write keeping in mind the art of the way it looks, because to me poetry is just not about speaking, it's also about how it looks. And for some of the poems in here, I could read them out loud, but it's not going to be as effective,
I'm sure,
if you're not actually
Looking at
seeing
it.
them and reading them as it goes along with the way it is on the page.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My favorite poet when I was growing up was E.E. Cummings. And E.E. Cummings was big on it. That was the first poet I ever saw that it looked good.
Yeah.
Like it looked interesting, like artistic, until I started reading Amanda Montoni. So there's E. Cummings and then there's Amanda Montoni.
That's so strange to hear that in the same sentence.
I know you use capital letters. I did see some capital letters in there. But it was that word art kind of a thing that he was doing. And similar to you. Now, who are your influences?
My influences...
Not E.E. Cummings, I guess.
No, not E.E. Cummings, but I'm a big fan of Walt Whitman, obviously. He's like the father of contemporary poetry, as he's put. Right. But not so much Walt Whitman. It's William Carlos Williams, who was inspired by Walt Whitman.
Okay.
He's actually the poet that wrote the Red Wheelbarrow. That poem, do you know that poem?
No.
So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow gazing beside the white chickens. That's literally the whole poem.
Wow.
And when I was in college and I was in a poetry as a literary class, we had a whole unit about William Carlos Williams, and he just stuck with me. The way he configured his words, it was so simple. Mm-hmm. And it still got you so emotional, and you still felt that little breath that happens, and that's where I take a lot of my inspiration from.
I'm going to have to check him out.
Yeah.
So what are you going to read for us today?
I am going to read 2 poems.
Okay.
They're very short. I like short poems.
She knows I have no attention span.
Short poems I like because also I think of my poems as like a journal entry. So it's just really my thoughts just going down, but and just to combine to what I need to say, and then that's it in the most simple way possible without like putting like endless adjectives and stuff like that, stuff that you don't need.
Right. Just bare bones, just right to the heart of the matter.
Right to the heart of the matter.
So that I can get that catch in my throat.
Yep, just the catch in the throat. So this is the first one. It does not have a title. It's just the poem on the page. It's a crowded head with a heavy heart does heavy things with crowded thoughts.
Ooh, you have to say that one again.
A crowded head with a heavy heart does heavy things with crowded thoughts. Yeah. It says so much, and it's so intriguing to me when I wrote it. It just came about, and I was like, I'm using all of the same words, but it's the order that they're put in.
That's why I asked you to do it again, just because it was resonating.
Yeah, it resonates with you. And then the next one I'm going to read is a poem titled Closure.
Closure.
Yes,
okay.
Closure. This actually came from a instance that I went through personally.
Okay.
Closure. Truth has a tricky tongue. It picks and chooses when to speak. But no matter how long the tongue is held, time will always make truth tell. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a take on time heals all wounds.
Right.
But in more of like, you don't know what's been going on, and then suddenly just something happens and you're like, here's the answer. And it could be years, it could be months that pass by, and then you finally get to that answer to what's going on. And I personified truth, and I personified time, because they're just so powerful in the world. Time is powerful, it's what we all run on.
Yep.
And then truth is what we all desire. So I definitely wanted to give those two things a little personification to just, give them more of an oomph and to relate it more to the emotion and what you found out.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. So those are my two poems.
Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about your writing process?
My writing process.
Is there a process? Is it whatever? Do you have set times? Do you have like your place, your book, your pen, or is it I'm texting it on my phone? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
It's a little bit of everything. It's basically when I'm up late at night, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, thoughts just run through my head. And I don't want to go over to my desk and get out of my bed to, write it down. I write it down in my notes section on my phone. And it ends up being the most like obscure poems that I write, like the ones that don't make total sense. But those are the most intriguing, and where you have to find out what each thing means and how it ties to each other. So it could happen at 2 o'clock in the morning on my phone. I could write it when I wake up. But I do, when I'm like compiling the book together, what I do is I always write it down in a notebook.
Okay.
And I go through my notebook, and then I configure it on the computer. And then it takes me hours, days to just go through the order and how I want to structure the book and what poem ties into the next one to make it more of a coherent type story.
So it's a book of poetry, but it is meant to be read consecutively.
Yes. Yes, so the 4 sections in this book is a progression. The first section is called All Aboard. We're on a train.
I love it.
The second section is called In Transit. Oh, sorry, 3 sections. My next one is in 4 sections. The third one is Arrived. So you go from point A to point B, and it's basically this whole journey that like I had, or if anybody relates to it, that they have, going through all of these poems to finally get to a resolution in any type of capacity. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever gone someplace, like for research, or was, to be inspired? I'll say kind of like a writer's pilgrimage. Like you had this idea and you said, I need to be in Grand Central Station today in order to feel this. Or that you realized you missed something someplace, you needed to go back?
Yeah, since I commuted to college, I'd have like 4 hours off between classes. So the beauty of that was I literally used to walk around everywhere, go to different parts of the city, and just explore and sit.
Right.
And either I was reading assignments that I had for class, or I noticed something and then I started writing. And the best part was that in college I could go back.
Right.
Sometimes I did, because I was like, something was magical here. Something was powerful. There's a poem I have in here. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my mom's favorites as well. She's also here.
And shout out to Mom in the audience.
Hi, Mom. And brother. Hey, brother. There's a poem called The Ballerina. And it's literally, I was one day just wandering through Central Park on my break, and I was going to the terrace, and there was a ballerina in the middle of Central Park, and I took a picture. I didn't get to go back there because it was one of the last days of the semester,
right.
And I was home for the winter. I was like, I'm not commuting in the snow. Okay. So I had that picture, luckily, to go back to reference while I was really, really detailing the poem for the book.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness for now we all carry cameras every
I know.
place. I know we used to
The
have
future
is upon us. It's right here. It's fabulous. Well, tell our audience where we can find you. Bobby, do we have a slide with Amanda's contact information on it? Great. Yay. Let's see where we can find Amanda. There we go. There's a picture of the book. And luckily, AmandaMontoni.com. That's nice and easy.
Yes.
And her book is also available on Amazon. And all of those links are also at BetweenTheCoversTV.com. So if you forget anything, all of our shows are archived there, and all of Amanda's information, so that you can learn more about her book and her new book coming out in
June
21st. Yes. And don't forget to celebrate National Poetry Day on
March 21st. Some about 21s. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to ask Amanda if she would please autograph a copy for our audience member who got our question right. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got some surprise guests for you. So we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Rudy. That's right, keep it going, keep it going. Rudy. That's right, keep it going, keep it going.
Are you a tie lover? You love the diversity in ties because they come in different colors, fabrics, patterns, etc. Get access to a wide variety of neckties. Buy from or trade with other tie lovers. Don't wear ties anymore? You have more ties than you know what to do with? Want to turn all those ties into real money? Do you just need a tie? You just need a tie for a special occasion. Now you can buy a tie today and sell it tomorrow. The Necktie Exchange, the online retailer where you buy, sell, and trade neckties. Register today.
That's right, keep it going, keep it going. Rudy. That's right, keep it going, keep it going.
Welcome back to Between the Covers. Well, if we're going to have some poetry, we have to couple it with some wine. So please welcome our wine expert from the Traveling Vineyard, Michele Johnson. Woo!
Hey, Michele.
I am so glad you came.
I'm so glad to be
And I mean, I'm so glad you contacted me. Michele contacted me to be on the show because she said, you know, books and wine. And I love the idea so much. I've already had her over to my house for a wine party.
Yes.
And it was so much fun. We scheduled our second wine party already.
That's awesome.
Tell us a little bit about you and the Traveling Vineyard and wine, and then I see she's got stuff. So we'll get to the stuff.
We'll get to the stuff. So, wow. By license, I'm a massage therapist, so that's my 9 to 5.
Massage and wine.
Yeah,
Who
it's like
knew?
amazing.
Ooh, I might take you up on that.
Yes, yes. Do make house calls. So I'm sitting in my home office in the hallway, and at night I see this Facebook ad, and I see people tasting wine in their house. I'm like, where are they doing that? They have snacks. They're doing this thing. I click on the website, go to the corporate link, and I read everything about it. And I said, this is crazy. You actually can go to somebody's house, have a 5-bottle flight of wine, have some delicious food, learn all about this wine, and then
Get paid.
Get paid. That's what I said to myself. I said, are you kidding me? Read. I'm like, okay. Now, I don't know if everybody's like a wine person, but there's in the world of wine, there are people who are sommeliers.
Yes.
And in America, the first Grand Master sommelier, that's like a 3-year process, was Eddie Osterland. So he partnered with Traveling Vineyard. I have a little bag here.
Oh, Traveling Vineyard, there's
So
your bag.
He partnered with Traveling Vineyard to come up with a concept called sommology, which is food and wine. So when we go out, we only show the wine and how to pair it with food. And on every bottle of wine, there's a QR code. And the QR code gives you access to the recipe, the food, the appetizer.
So you can
the
just
cheese.
bleep your bottle and
Just
know what to
bleep
cook.
it, and you'll know what to cook with you're never lost.
And I have to vouch because when you came to my wine party, or the wine party that was, she told me in advance these were the wines and have certain foods, and what a difference. We would taste the wine and then taste it with whatever the
food.
pairing was, and the wine was completely different. Generally better, although you did plant one that made it so much worse,
Yes.
just to kind of prove to us
Yes.
what it was doing, and it was
Right.
such an eye-opening experience.
Yes, it's very educational. I say it's educational, fun, and entertaining. People laugh. They go like, wow. And I love it when they have that wow or aha moment. I love that. You can
Exactly.
drink wine for years and never understand the intricacies of wine.
It was-
and when you have that moment, I love it.
Fabulous. Bobby, do we have a slide about Michele's information? Because if you're looking to have the most fun night you can,
Yes.
this is your person.
Yes, I am your person.
There she is. The Traveling Vineyard, and she comes to your house, and she does this 5 flight of wines. You get to pick if you want reds or whites
Reds
or
and
mix
whites,
or whatever you want, and have the food, and it's fabulous. And we
it's
learn,
free.
and it's free, and you learn all about wine, and your friends will love you forever. My friends love me so much, she's coming back to my house in a
Yes.
few weeks. That's how much my friends love me.
Yes, yes.
They're like, when's that girl coming back with the
Yes,
wine?
the wine lady.
The wine
That's
lady.
what they call me now. I can be your wine girl. Like,
I call you the wine girl.
The wine
The
girl.
wine girl's going to be on TV with me tonight.
Exactly. You have a hair girl, a nail girl. Now you have a wine girl.
I have a wine girl. I'm
there
very
you
excited.
go.
So Michele can be your wine girl
Yes, I
too
can.
if you want. So that's where all of her information is. Well, I see you have something in front of you.
Yes. So, okay. Open up my bag of tricks. So.
Well, if you're going to start pouring, I do have one more guest to bring out
Yeah.
who I am sure wants to be here for the wine.
Definitely.
So, our special surprise guest, live from, well, usually he's on his own show, but we stole him tonight, live from Rudy's room. Please welcome special guest, Rudy Breedy. You brought your own cup?
I go everywhere in my own cup.
That's it.
How are you?
Well, thank you for coming out early. I know that you're like a vampire. You only come out at night.
wow.
You know, I'm taking my disco nap because my show is on really, really late, so I have to have a nap
know.
before I come and
Well,
do it later.
thank
But,
you for taking the time from your nap.
Listen, for you, I will do anything, which is wonderful. Wine lady, why do people sniff the cork? That's what I want to know.
Because they don't understand.
Okay.
They don't understand. When your wine steward, wine guide, wine person goes and pours the little glass of wine.
Okay.
They want you to go through the tasting steps
Right.
that we do at a tasting,
Okay.
which is why I come to your house and do that.
Okay.
So I show you how to do that. Then he gives you the cork.
Right.
And you're like, most people, no.
I'm smelling winey cork, and I don't know what it means.
I wish I had a cork.
Okay.
Your job is to look at the cork to make sure that the wine is all around the cork. If the
What does that mean?
It has to be perfectly around.
Like if it's only half the
where-
cork.
No, I know around
Right.
the cork, but like, I mean,
all
okay,
it stains the cork perfectly.
okay, gotcha.
If it doesn't stain the cork perfectly, it wasn't stored properly.
Oh,
You tell your wine steward,
Look at
this
that.
wine wasn't stored properly. May I have another bottle?
okay.
So when you get the cork,
Yeah.
you're supposed to look at
Look
the
at the
cork,
cork.
not smell the
Not-
cork.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I always
Look
ask that question.
and kind
did
of.
not know that.
Somebody at my house
Yes.
asked you that too.
Okay.
I always get that question.
Okay.
So what do I do with the cork? Smell it? No.
Really?
Look at the cork. If it's not,
So look at it and kind of
all the
like
way
spin it around
All
and
right.
look at all the stuff.
And when they smell the wine and it's supposed to be oaky, and what does all that mean?
Yeah. Well, we're not going to do it this one because this one is a little
Or that-
special.
okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
she brought special
That's
stuff.
what special
but-
stuff.
Okay.
So normally, what you're going to do is get a like a 2-finger pour of wine,
Okay.
which is about 2 ounces.
2 little fingers or 2 big fingers?
2 fingers.
Like
Okay.
this far up on the
No,
glass.
because Stephanie's dad's got big fingers, so I want more wine like he would. pour,
Okay, so
as
you sit
opposed
next to my
yours.
so you
dad
have
at the
to
wine
sit next to
tasting.
the.
Just saying.
You sit next to the dad.
Okay.
So you get 2 fingers of wine.
Gotcha.
They're going to look at it, and he's going to ask you, give you the glass. You're going to look at it.
Okay.
Make sure you can see the color,
Right.
because wine changes as it ages.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all wine wants to go to vinegar. White, red, it all wants to go to vinegar. It all just wants
does.
to. It does. So it's still fermenting, it's still doing its thing in the glass.
Okay.
And oxygen is the enemy of wine. So it's still doing something in the glass.
Okay.
So you want to look at it. You can tell younger wines that are white are paler.
Okay.
Older reds are darker. Certain grapes are, you can't even see through them.
Really?
So that way you can kind of know what if it's young, old.
Okay.
There's a whole other thing for New World, Old World wines. I'm not even there yet.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
a lot. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to look at it. After you looked at it, you see it. You're going to sniff it.
Okay.
And you can put your nose in the glass because it's your glass. Put your nose in the glass. Smell it. What
Does
happens?
it smell winey? Like what's supposed to smell
Everybody,
like?
I smell grapes. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Right.
No.
Okay.
So you smell and you're like, okay, I smell grapes. Okay. So then I'll ask you to swirl it,
Okay.
and that brings oxygen to it to open it up.
There's not enough oxygen with it just being open.
No,
and
you
okay.
want to get more.
Gotcha.
Then you're going to smell it
It
again.
smells better when you spin
And
it
then you
around.
spin.
Can you
I
just
mean,
breathe on it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
You
All
want
right.
okay.
Gotcha.
Breathe in, not breathe
Don't
out.
go out
gotcha.
with him, please.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I just
So you
drink.
He's
swirl.
going to come to my next
Well,
party.
I wasn't invited, but
Well,
that's
now
okay.
you now you
You're
are.
coming to my next
I
party.
will be there. Okay, so I'm swirling and swishing.
Swirl and swish it. Smell again. You're gonna. Most wines have, and it'll let you know, some kind of fruit, some kind of flower, some kind of herb. If it's red, you kind of taste the oak.
Okay.
And maybe it's like a black pepper
Okay.
kind of thing going on. It depends on what the wine is.
Okay.
And it'll tell you a little bit. Oh, so you kind of guess
Okay.
what kind of wine it is just by that. I like to make sure your whole tongue is coated,
Okay.
so that way you're actually getting all of your taste sensors on your tongue involved. But the trick is, what I show at my tastings, you have to use your breath.
Okay.
Because you only have salty, sweet, sour, and bitter, and umami on your tongue. Everything else, cherry, white flower, pear, comes from your nose. So as you taste, breathe in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes a big.
This is so
So
fascinating.
we go through all of that at the
I'm telling you,
tasting.
You're coming to the next
I will
wine
be
party.
there.
Yeah.
All right. One of my last questions, and we'll give Stephanie her show back.
Oh, that's okay. I'm enjoying this.
Is box bad? Like, is box wine bad? Never. Never. Okay, it's not.
You like what you like.
Okay.
I'm not here to judge you.
But there's no cork. There's no.
I love her.
You see this?
She's not here
Yeah.
to judge us
I'm
on
like-
wine.
This
Oh,
is
screw top.
Okay.
Nope. There's a word for that.
Oh, sorry.
Stelvin closure.
Say that again.
Stelvin closure.
Stelvin closure.
It means screw top in
I
fancy.
know it
Yeah.
sounds so fancy.
It's like the French.
Grandma.
It's like the French word for screw top.
Right.
love it.
They're like the Cadillac of screws. Screw tops. Yeah. Stelvin, that company.
Okay.
So you have a
Alright.
Stelvin
Wow.
closure on your mouth.
Stelvin closure.
All right. Well, before we get to
Look
the
at
wine, we're
that.
going to take a short break for sponsors, and
Yes.
we will be right back. Don't
Stelvin
believe.
closure.
Everybody get up when you're feeling down. Everybody
When you trust yourself, you have the power to make up your life. Studio 1031 is an environment where excellence is always expected. We work with all types of people from all walks of life. We give deserving women something that they wouldn't give themselves. Come join this makeup movement. When you're feeling down, turn your life around. Make up your life.
Do you have a book, either in your head or on your desk, just waiting to get out to anxious readers? Hi, I'm Stephanie Larkin, author, book developer, and head penguin at Red Penguin Books. We're a publishing company specializing in books of all genres and publishing in all formats, including digital, audible, and print books. From business books to romance, memoirs to mysteries, our authors have complete control over their books from start to print. We'll help get your book to booksellers all around. Major booksellers such as Amazon, Apple, Kobo, Walmart, even libraries and bookstores around the world. We believe in our authors. So call or email today to get your free publisher's packet to get started. Just visit us at redpenguinbooks.com and get your book out there and into the hands of your readers. At Red Penguin Books, you call all the shots. So call us today and turn your dreams into a reality. Welcome back to Between the Covers. Well, we are so lucky here. We have poetry, wine, and wow, now we're going to be having wine cocktails. Tell us about what we're going to be drinking.
Okay, so Double Date is one of our what we call evergreen wines. We always make it. This is available in Hammondsport from New York. So what happens with Traveling Vineyard, they travel the world to source their wine. So the wine can come from Chile, Italy, France, South America, like Argentina. We have some really crazy blends out right now that are not available at your local winery. So this is why I like to do the at-home tastings so people can expand. So Double Date is one of those wines. If you think of grape jelly,
okay,
that's the Concord grape.
Okay.
That's what this is from.
Oh, okay.
So everybody gets that kind of, oh yeah, it's like grape jelly, yeah. With Double Date. And it's also got like, to me it's got like a strawberry, fruity, flowery smell, but it's very, this is for the people that don't drink wine. They like that sweet, you know, what Catholics call a communion wine. They like that sweet, they like that.
And the show takes a nosedive right into
That's what people call it, the communion wine. So it's kind of sad, but you know, but this is true. So anyway, so Double Date is our evergreen wine, and I love it. It's awesome for wine cocktails, which is what is in here.
Okay, so what is in a wine cocktail?
Yeah.
How drunk are we getting here?
Yeah. So Double Date is to me goes perfect with lime. So I mixed a cup of lime vodka.
Okay.
With a bottle, yeah. It's
a good date.
It's a good date, and with some lime and lemon club soda.
Oh.
So now we have the adult version.
Well, because I love our audience, I brought glasses for the whole audience.
Yes.
So you see why you should join the book club at Between the Covers TV. You get you get all sorts of goodies.
I'm not prepared.
Oh, come on! I put those pretzels on the table to keep everyone from getting drunk.
So here we go. So we're not going to go through the wine tasting steps.
Okay.
Okay.
But we're just going to.
But I will give this out to our audience. Here we go.
Oh, I smell it.
Yeah, that's the vodka. Enjoy.
Now, do I swish?
No, not at all.
I-
This is a wine cocktail ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, ready to go.
Now, would you say, is this like your favorite wine cocktail, or do you have a favorite wine cocktail? And if so, what would that be?
My favorite wine cocktail, is our premium
Pour
wine.
and talk.
Okay.
Thank you, Rudy.
A little OCD
Talk,
right there.
pour and talk. Yes, yes.
My favorite wine would be 5-string, which is our premium blend. It's a petite Syrah,
Okay.
and it has notes of blackberries.
Okay.
I love to make slushies with that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wine slushy?
Yeah, I make a wine slushie.
That sounds amazing.
It's like so refreshing for the summer.
And
Anybody else who needs a glass? We all have a
That is
glass?
fantastic.
Everybody has a
go.
glass?
Wow.
Okay.
What is a dessert wine? I've heard a lot about
This
that.
one?
and I don't
Well,
know.
first
Okay,
we
so
have
this
to
is-
say, what,
yes.
what should we be saying?
What do we
Bottoms
want to
up?
say?
Bottoms up, cheers, l'chaim, hey.
All of that.
Between the covers?
And thank you to our audience.
Absolutely.
All right,
Okay.
let's
All
see.
right.
Hold on to your
Happy
hats.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Glad I brought the
It's a good
pretzels.
date.
Yeah. I'm going to eat a lot
Okay,
of
so
food
this has
after
got the wine.
The wine, a cup up. Well, you can use a half a cup. I was like. You
Lime
can use
vodka.
Lime vodka
Okay.
and lemon lime soda.
Okay.
Oh, I taste the soda. There's a little bubble in there.
Lemon lime soda.
Very nice. So this is a wine cocktail for like summertime? Or?
Summertime. You can even freeze this and make it into a slushie. You just chop it up on a hot day.
So I just freeze this? Like I take the pitcher and I freeze it?
My secret.
We need the secret.
So excited to hear your secret.
You have a gallon plastic bag with
Okay.
a Ziploc top.
Okay.
Put the mixture in, seal it, put it inside another bag in case that one expands. Put it in your freezer. No mixing, no churning. The next day, alcohol really doesn't freeze, but it's going to slush up. Delicious.
Really?
Delicious.
I like the word delicious.
Right. Okay.
For summertime.
For summertime.
It is coming, I swear, everyone. It's coming.
I think I might
Good
write a
winter
poem about
cocktail.
this.
I guess.
She's going to write a poem about the wine.
Aw, love her. That's right.
It's really good.
Red wine, hot cocoa.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about that.
You get the deepest, darkest, richest red wine.
Okay.
Very good chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You're good to go.
Okay.
Some whipped cream. Yeah.
Really?
Honey. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, people, you cook with wine. I've made.
I cook with wine.
Yeah,
I
you
have a
cook
glass
with wine.
right there while I'm cooking.
She's funny. She so, no, yeah.
No, Michelle, you know me. I have a glass right there while I'm ordering the pizza.
Pizza. This is it.
Much more like it.
You can put it in cake. You can
Okay.
put it in Jello, obviously.
Jello?
Yeah.
Really?
I never thought of that.
Yeah, we've
Like
made
Jell-O shots.
one of our most popular
The
one.
young
is
one
Fasada.
here. Like Jello.
Yeah,
shots.
Jello shots.
I've never actually had Jell-O shots,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
like
Okay, she's
Jell-O
saying that
shots.
because her mother is in the audience.
She's shaking her head.
She said, we don't know what that is. There you go.
Go, Mom!
Yay, Mom.
Yay!
There you
Keeping
go.
up
She's
with
a
the
good
Jell-O
date.
shots.
You guys are crazy. I love it.
So wine and cake? What, instead
You
of
put
what,
it in
the
the
milk?
cake. No, instead of the water, or like instead of the milk.
Oh, instead of the water.
Instead of the water, you put some, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, you all want to be coming to my house.
Yeah.
And wine and ice cream. Yeah, because this double
Oh, we had
J,
that frizzata
The
thing.
frizzata with the-
we put the wine in the.
my
Oh yeah,
gosh.
we went through like a whole
with
carton
the
of ice cream.
Twizzlers is so good.
You're making me hungry.
I know,
Need
right?
to have a wine party.
So good. It's so good. So everybody who's watching the show, if you want to go to the website, you know, and you say you're with Between the Covers, guess what's coming to your house?
Woo!
I'll give them like a
like
bonus.
that.
I'll give
It's
them a bonus.
amazing.
So I'll bring the 5 bottles of wine, but I'll also bring a bottle. You know,
Ooh.
Okay.
cocktail.
Were you always a wino? Like, how did you...
I was always lost. No, but I always enjoyed wine with food, but it's like steak and red wine.
Okay.
You know, fish and you know, but I
Right.
didn't
As
know
far as
what
you
I
got.
was drinking.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't know the grapes. I didn't know where it's
Okay.
from, why I was liking it that way, or what my palate was.
Okay.
I didn't know.
And were you smelling the cork back then, too? Okay, I knew it. Okay.
Yeah. I was like at the restaurant, you know, and you go to the restaurant, and the menu looks like an 8 by 11 piece
Yeah.
sheet
Oh,
I
of
know.
paper,
I know.
but the wine guy looks like a notebook from like college, and you're like, okay.
Oh, it's like this. It's like the whole thing going on. Yeah.
So you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because you want to be smart.
Or you go by the price if you want to look impressive.
Oh yeah, I look at the top of the list, not the bottom of the list.
You know, I'll just go in the middle.
Right.
I'll just have the house.
Exactly.
Right, which is like scary. But yeah, so the Wine Guide Life, we call it #Wine Guide Life, put me in touch with a whole, it's true.
That's a good hashtag.
It's a whole hashtag. It's a whole thing. We go crazy with grapes. I've learned about different tanks, the new world, the old world, why some wines have to grow in the mountains, why they grow on the coast, what happens to them if you put the oak in, don't take the oak in, in the steel, take it out of the steel. What kind of fermentation?
I'm telling you, I learned more in one evening than I did going to college. It was amazing.
I've been a wine guide going on 3 years now, and I'm not even close.
Really?
People go on to get certified. The WSET certification. They just go in and just.
What is WSET?
It's like a wine studies educate. It's a whole certificate.
Wine college?
Yeah, it's like wine college.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
So instead of becoming sommeliers, they get the WSET.
Really?
Because the sommelier process, if you watch the Netflix documentary Somm, Into the Bottle, it'll take you 3 years to finish it.
Wow.
You have to do a blind tasting. Like, you have to know where that grape is, where it was grown, what country, what vineyard, what profits, what are the laws.
Just from tasting it?
Just
you
from
can
tasting
taste
the
it?
line. Yes.
That's a lot.
It's too much.
Wow.
That's why they make that money.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when she comes to your house, she says, it's what you want.
Exactly.
You know, you might like this grape, you might like this grape. Pick something you like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pick what you like, you know, and you get to taste it, try it before you buy it, which is what I love. We have over 25 wines in inventory.
Right.
What can I say about Traveling Vineyard that I haven't said?
Do you get to go to the vineyards?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And have you had your I Love Lucy moment? That's what I got now. No stomping of the grapes?
No, yet.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
I'm tearing on the inside.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Someday.
It's coming.
Possible for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that we're videoing, and then we'll show that here on the air.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine?
Yes,
Yes, I can.
she was. Look at her now.
Stomping the grapes.
Yeah, so,
I can.
yeah, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
So we enter the wine in the Wine World Award competitions in California. We do silver, gold, bronze, best value. So it's not like it's some schlocky wine from around the corner.
Okay.
It's really like our sommeliers and our wine directors really put all of their knowledge into our premium bottles, which is crazy because in my mind, we cut out the middleman.
Okay.
Because I don't know if people know, but alcohol is a regulated substance. It's a highly controlled and regulated substance. There's local, state, and federal laws about the how it gets in. We can only do business in certain states. It's really crazy. Wine from New York has to get shipped from like Boston. We can't get it directly. It's crazy. Really? Yes, and there's
a wine network basically.
And there's a triple pricing tier on wine. So the wine that you get for $5 in the store, really, how much did it cost? $10 bottle, $15, $20. How much did it really cost? Because every
like 3
hand
layers,
marks it up.
Gotcha.
Really?
It goes to the distillery, they mark it up. Goes to the manufacturer, marks it up. Goes out to the liquor store, they mark it up. It has to go through 3 pricing.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So think about the $5 bottle.
So when we
wine.
get Traveling Vineyard wine,
It's from the wineries direct.
So it costs like $5.
no, it's just much better wine.
Yes, almost.
Just much better wine.
It's like we have a communal winery, so everybody brings their grapes in. We make our wines, it keeps the cost down. We get our grapes sourced locally. Some of our wine companies will make our wine vineyards will make the wine for us. We had a couple like Amasempre, Desvia, which was made in Portugal. They just decide, we'll make the wine for you. Yeah, so that's fine. So they do that. But every bottle tells a story.
Okay.
It's just so rich. You know, every bottle tells
Would you
a
remind
story.
our viewers before we go to commercial how they can contact you for a wine party? Because they have to contact you for a wine party.
Really, really simple. My website is www.amazingtastings.com.
Okay.
And my email is amazingtastings@gmail.com.
That's easy. AmazingTastings@gmail.com.
Wow.
And book a party. Invite me. I love going to parties.
Does the host get a gift?
The I always have to give a gift to my
Okay.
Really?
Host, you get a gift.
You do. It's like Mary Kay with wine. But, we do have one. It is. It's like.
Yeah, but I actually want that stuff.
It's right, exactly. It's like Tupperware with wine.
Yeah.
So, the guests come, they try, they buy the wine that they only like.
Right.
And the cool thing about Traveling Vineyard wine is limited.
Okay.
So there's about 70,000 bottles produced each harvest year. When it's gone, it's gone. We got to wait for the next harvest.
Okay.
So get what you
So
want.
we have to keep having parties and keep tasting.
And that's it.
Amazing.
Sounds
it
good
is
to me.
amazing.
All right, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back with some poetry.
Ooh, empty glasses. Yep, I'll take.
Me llaman Dan Pablo y hace más de 20 años me enamoré de una colombiana. Viajé a su país y conocí un estilo de café muy distinto, muy especial. Ahora tostamos cafés excelentes, con alturas y microclimas diferentes, resultado en una taza muy compleja y muy rica, un sabor nuevo en el mundo. Fue un éxito. And I even got to keep the girl.
Inspired by aerobic classes and a dream, Body by Tamika has helped hundreds of women reach their fitness goals. One size doesn't fit all, and neither should your fitness experience. Body by Tamika is about creating an environment where women can come together to work out, meet new friends, and get inspired. Whether you desire to lose weight, tone up, or prepare for a mommy makeover, Body by Tamika is here to help. Body by Tamika is considerate to female weight loss challenges resulting from pregnancy and or life changes that can be extremely resistant to diet and exercise. For stubborn problem areas, Body by Tamika offers non-invasive aesthetic procedures such as laser lipo and wood slimming body contouring. Book your free consultation today to see for yourself.
Are you a tie lover? You love the diversity in ties because they come in different colors, fabrics, patterns, etc. Get access to a wide variety of neckties. Buy from or trade with other tie lovers. Don't wear ties anymore? You have more ties than you know what to do with? Want to turn all those ties into real money? Do you just need a tie? You just need a tie for a special occasion. Now you can buy a tie today and sell it tomorrow. The Necktie Exchange, the online retailer where you buy, sell, and trade neckties. Register
Thank you for joining us on Between the Covers. Yay! Well, what an episode. We had poetry, we had wine, we have wow.
Wow.
So, but let's make sure that all of our guests or viewers know where to find us. Rudy, tell us about your show and it going national.
Sure. Very quickly, Rudy's Room is the 1 hour break in your day. We air live on Facebook Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. But we're also seen on U2 America, cable TV. You can check your local listings, 1:30 right after Judge Faith. So,
okay, 1:30.
1:30 on Wednesdays, right after Judge Faith.
Now, how do I find that?
You can go to u2america.com or you can check your cable listings for the actual channel. I think in the Long Island area it's channel 14. So,
okay, U2 America.
U2 America.
Is it like letter U?
Y-O-U-T-O-O.
Y-O-U-T-O-O.
Yep.
1:30 on Wednesdays or
got
10 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Wednesday nights here at the Strong Island Facebook
this is
page.
You are the Wednesday man.
Yeah, something like that.
You're like
Wednesday's
owner
the day.
of Wednesdays.
Wednesdays are long days for me.
Don't miss Rudy because Rudy's Room is absolutely the break in your day.
It is the break in your day, and Stephanie will be a guest. But let's talk to these two ladies before we go.
So tell us where we can find you and
great.
book you.
Thank you so much. I love pleasure being here. You can find me at www.amazingtastings.com or amazingtastings@gmail.com. Mention Between the Covers. I will bring as a bonus besides your complimentary 5-bottle flight of wine, a wine cocktail or sangria.
And if you want to invite me, I'd be happy to go there too. And Amanda, where can we find you?
You can find me at amandamontoni.com. You can also find me on Twitter, Amanda Montoni Poetry. You can find me on, that was Facebook. Facebook is Amanda Montoni Poetry.
She's everywhere.
The cocktail's getting to me. You can find me on Twitter, Amanda Montoni, and you can find me on Instagram, amanda.montoni.
And you can find her on Amazon and buy a book.
Yes, you can. You can find me on Amazon.com,
Absolutely.
buy a book.
And in 2 months, you can find her on Amazon and buy 2 books.
Yep, another one.
Absolutely. And if you forgot everything they just said, please go to BetweenTheCoversTV.com because I have all of their links to all of their shows and all of their Instagrams and all of their everything so you can get better acquainted with our amazing guests. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great evening and read a book. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.